To quote her father, who loved sports so much he even watched the full Humans on TV, "That boy would take down his grandmother if she had his puck." And, as usual, her father was right. If she had any doubts about the accuracy of his statement, all she had to do was continue to sit in this stadium with 5,000 other shifters and watch that vicious barbarian batter the much smaller leopard into the ice. And why was he doing that? Because the smaller leopard had taken his puck. The opposing team, the Charleston Butchers, tried to stop Novikov, but he tossed them off his back like they were puppies. The buzzer sounded, and Novikov immediately stopped what he was doing, which somehow made Novikov seem even more cold-blooded. The New York Carnivore's newest center and enforcer stood. He was no longer the 6'1", 250-pound serial killer-looking sub-adult she'd met all those years ago. Nope. He was now a 7'1", 378-pound serial killer-looking adult. Thankfully, though, she couldn't see his face or those frightening eyes because of all the blood he'd splattered over the protective glass between Blayne's and Gwen's primo seats and the rink. But Novikov didn't move away. She could see he was just standing there, facing in her direction. "He can't remember me," she thought desperately. "There's no way he can remember me." She kept chanting that in her head while a gloved hand reached up and wiped at the glass. The blood smeared, but it was clear enough for Novikov to look through it and directly at her. He was chewing gum. So was she. Cold blue eyes that had not changed to gold, like most lion and lion hybrids, gazed coldly at her. Blayne gazed back. She wouldn't run this time. She'd done her research and had a better grasp of serial killers. Not that she had proof Novikov was one, but a girl could never be too careful, and what she'd learned was to not show fear. Serial killers preyed on those they considered weak. She may not be all wolf, but she had enough of her father in her to give her a backbone. So there. If someone asked Blayne later if she had any idea how long they were staring at each other, she knew she'd have to honestly say she had no clue. It felt like hours, but basic logic told her it was more like 30 seconds or so. Long enough for one of Novikov's teammates to push his shoulder to get him to move off the ice. Probably not a good idea. Novikov caught the pushy wolf's right arm and launched him the entire length of the rink and right into the other team's unprotected goal. He didn't score anything by doing that, but the crowd loved it. Her mouth open, Blayne gaped at him. That was his own teammate, not the opposition. Where's the loyalty, she wanted to know. She wouldn't know there was any fan love, though, from the way Novikov looked back at her, ignoring all his cheering, screaming fans. That impossibly angry, okay, fine, and gorgeous face glaring at her through all that blood.